So we just have a few more people that we're gonna bring up here. So with that, Alvaro, I'd like to bring you up. So Alvaro Jimenez. So I've also had the pleasure of knowing Alvaro for a number of years. I think also since 2017 as well. So you got some folks here in the room who've been in this for a while. So Alvaro, why don't you introduce yourself to everybody, and we'll take it from there.
Alvaro Jimenez, originally from Barcelona, Spain, been here for 13 years, and since 2017, trying to support the space as a serial entrepreneur, mostly on the capital side.
Yeah, and let's talk us through that. You know, there's different forms of capital. There's, you know, venture capital, there's private equity, there's hedge funds. Like, what area do you play in?
Tried a little bit of everything.
Yeah.
With different degrees of success.
Nice. And you know, how as someone that's been on the capital side, and you know, how was last couple years? How was that? You know, and then what are you essentially looking forward to? You know, since we've come out of that.
Well, I think right now the market is quite flat. Most people are still sitting on the sidelines. Big capital is still sitting on the sidelines. The ETF approval, as we know, was going to be perhaps a turning point. But just like with everything else, you know, there needs to be demand for that ETF. There needs to be money flowing in, right? As of now, we have interest rates on the debt side that are typically double digits because it's prime plus risk, etc., right? And if you look at, for example, DeFi yields as of today on big projects, they're most of them still on the single digit. If you want double digit, you need to go pretty fringe. So that is not an indicator of a thriving market. On the contrary, you know, the yields do not support, as of now, a huge influx of capital because you can deploy your capital somewhere else, get a higher return with lesser risk, right? So until that switches, and it could very well be the Bitcoin halving coming on April. I'm surprised nobody has mentioned that because that's perhaps the biggest event of the year for 2024. But that could be a turning point if we start seeing those indicators switch, right? And yields on DeFi go higher. There start to be more demand for the ETF. All of those would be bullish indicators that attract capital. More capital comes in, more chances we have of, you know, the market moving from flat to upwards.
Yeah. And so, you know, you mentioned the Bitcoin halving as being a big factor. Like, you know, what else are you excited about for 2024, or what should we be aware of or thinking about?
Well, I mean, I think builders keep building, and there's a lot of very cool things being built. And, you know, some of those, whether on the NFT space, which there's still plenty of innovation, or on the blockchain space, on the B2B side, or on the B2C side, or just in crypto in general, there's still some very cool things being built, and that's going to make a difference.
Yeah, awesome. Well, Alvaro, thank you so much for joining us. Give Alvaro a round of applause.
All right. Cheers. Thank you.